You don't have to wait to level up in Skyrim to get some decent gear. That's right, there are some pieces you can obtain even at level 1. When it comes to adventuring in the frozen lands of Skyrim, it pays to make sure that you're equipped with the best gear money can buy, especially since some enemies, like giants, have a locked level and can screw you over if ill prepared. Nevertheless, most of the enemies in Skyrim will scale as you progress. However, for those few who don't, this guide will prove beneficial to you. Luckily for us, there's a decent array of weapons and armor to be found which aren't locked behind a particular level, meaning you won't have to wait to level up to obtain them. In fact, you can find them immediately, right after leaving Helgen. While these aren't exactly weapons in the traditional sense, the bound sword, bound battle axe and bound bow are all pretty powerful, even before you unlock the Mystic Binding perk to increase their damage output. They can be conjured through the use of conjuration magic, and are weightless versions of non-upgraded Daedric weapons, meaning they pack a punch and will do no damage to your carry weight, perfect for starting out. The bound sword and bound battle axe can be bought from most mage vendors, with the bound bow being a little harder to obtain, though can be found fairly easily. The bound bow spell can be found in Fort Amol, located southwest of Windhelm. After entering the fort, in the left hand corner of the room you'll find a bucket, and hiding inside the bucket is the bound bow spell tomb. Sneaky, eh? The bound bow spell is fairly costly, but if you select a high elf character or have some gear that increases your magicka, you're good to go.
What was that?
The Longhammer may be a well-known weapon in Skyrim, but not many players know that they can obtain it at level 1. This unique orcish warhammer can be found inside Liar's Retreat, a cave system located southwest of Solitude. Many farmer are located within and are quite hard to kill at lower levels, but who said you had to kill them? You can simply rush right through to the end of the cave where the Longhammer is located, retrieve it and then leg it out. And if you do decide on no mercy, then help is recommended. The Longhammer allows you to swing 30% faster than a regular warhammer. This allows it to potentially surpass a Daedric warhammer in terms of damage per second. Pretty good at level 1 if you ask me. The Diadem of the Savant is meant to be a reward for completing Shalador's Maze, as it's normally found on a Dremorus corpse during the Conjuration trial. However, you can also find it sitting on a log outside Froki's shack. This guide really requires no effort at all, does it? Its main effect grants the wearer a reduction in all schools of magic by 5%, and unlike other crowns, the Diadem of the Savant is categorized as light armor, and so adds a 7 base armor rating, while also leaving the Mage Armor Alteration perk unaffected. Froki's shack is located west of Riften, and whilst you're there, you might as well retrieve the pickaxe to mine the Orichalcum ore vein, and don't forget the sneaky diamond on top. If you're thinking about a heavy armor, focused warrior, don't settle for iron armor, which can be found on low-level bandits. You can do much better. Lagerspur, the orc stronghold located southwest of Riften, has you covered. In there you'll find a near full set of orcish armor, including a battle axe and shield, just lying out in the open. The stronghold requires a level of 9 or higher, but if you're not intent on waiting that long, you can simply climb the hill on the left hand side and drop in like a ninja. Taking the armor and weapons will brand you as a thief, and the orcs will send thugs after you, but with near full orcish armor, the odds are in your favor. One of the more powerful Daedric artifacts out there, as well as one that doesn't have a level requirement, the Mace of Molag Bal can be retrieved during the House of Horrors quest, which can be started almost immediately after entering Markarth.
Gods, a woman attacked right on the streets.
Its effects deal 25 points of damage to stamina and magicka, and if a target dies within 3 seconds, it fills a soul gem. In other words, it cripples your enemies and is self-rechargeable. A few powerful enemies will need to be defeated during the questline, but with teamwork and a little bit of luck, what could go wrong? The companions may be well known for their abilities in melee combat, but if the time calls for it, then the bow is whipped out. Inside Jorrvaskr, in this room, you'll find a display case at the back containing an elven bow. The lock is expert level if you fancy picking it, but I always found just taking it was far easier. The display case doesn't function correctly, and so if you approach at the right angle, you won't even have to unlock it. The Ancient Shrouded Armor is normally a reward item given after progressing through the Dark Brotherhood questline. However, it's possible to obtain the armor without ever having to join the Dark Brotherhood in the first place, giving you access to one of the best light armor sets Skyrim has to offer. Perfect for an assassin or thief build. By heading to Deepwood Redoubt, located west of Solitude, you can make your way through the tomb to gain access to Hag's End. The throne room contains a hidden door, and though you won't be able to open it, activating the ritual stone and using it while standing up against the door will reanimate the assassin of old. As soon as you activate the power, make your way out of Hag's End, and he and others will spawn with you. From there, you can slay the Assassin of Old, and nick his armor. It's also worth noting that this trick can be repeated multiple times by leaving the location and waiting a few days to obtain multiple sets of the armor. Skyforged steel weapons can be purchased from the mighty Nord blacksmith himself, Eorlund Greymane, after joining the Companions.
May tremble at the call. It shall be so.
If you fancy the free route though, there's always the alternative. Eorlund will also gift you any one weapon of your choice after completing the quest, Proving Honor. Like steel weapons, they have Nordic runes and artwork engraved upon them, but with their base damage rating matching elven weapons, this sets them apart. A great choice of weapons to choose from before higher damage weapons begin to spawn in. Like the Mace of Molag Bal, Wabberjack is another powerful Daedric artifact that has no level requirement, but on the contrary, Wabberjack's questline is far easier. Fast travel to Solitude by taking the carriage from the Whiterun stables, and look for a homeless man named Dervenin to begin the quest. Wabberjack provides an unpredictable effect, an effect that can hugely aid you, especially if you're planning on getting the Mace of Molag Bal or the Ancient Shrouded Armor. Another magic staff to join our level 1 list. The Staff of Juric Galderson can be found during the quest Under Sarthal, the second quest to be given at the College of Winterhold. Beginning this quest also starts the Forbidden Legend side quest, which contains the Galder Amulet, a powerful necklace that increases the wearer's magicka, stamina, and health. Back to the staff, its effect deals 25 points of damage and twice as much magicka damage. Additionally, it also has a very high firing rate compared to other staffs which require a longer hold of the attack button before releasing. And with that final piece of gear concludes this guide. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps with this video's success and with the channel. Also, if you have any questions, do feel free to comment down below. And finally, subscribe now by clicking the big red button below this video to receive even more top-notch Skyrim content. This has been the Welsh Wizard, and I shall see you all in the next one.